see you here live. I've been seeing you in the emails and to see your face. Sometimes I get started and I don't see your faces when you pop on later, too. Yay. Making Amanda the host. Stephanie, I love you so much. I love you all. Maureen, yay. I love that you're here. I know some of you are like, I can't be there. This is the time to get my kids ready. And I'm like, husband, get the kids out of the house. I don't stay regulated when they're here because it's like, mommy, pick me up. Mommy, I want to see what you're doing. Mommy, mommy, mommy. All right, so as we're dropping in, we're going to do things just a little bit differently today. And I would love to hear from you, whether you want to unmute yourself. Oh, Alex, I'm happy to see you here too. I've been seeing you in the emails. Elise is back. I would love to hear from you in the chat, your biggest takeaways, what you're navigating, what you're moving through right now, and what has really been rising to the surface in the last couple of days. While you're putting that in the chat, I just have to say, it's incredible to see how many people signed up for this, how many people came live, and how many people watched the replay. Like, I can really tell that this is landing for you and really seeing, like, my freaking human, me and her, me and him, me and they need to have a conversation because my humans, and it slows me down and it holds me back. And you're like, and not anymore, because I know I have the ability to shift how I co-create with my human to become limitless. So I'm really celebrating you in that, because the first step of anything is awareness. And you can write that down. The first step to change anything is awareness. So what am I becoming aware of in my relationship to me? What am I becoming aware of in my relationship to and with me? Today is going to be a long session. What I want you to know is, if it starts to feel like a lot, take notes, get up, stretch your body, start writing things down in the chat, be proactive, ask questions, take notes, shake, move, give yourself permission. And if you miss, just come back and start where you left off. Let's go back to the chat. I'm amazed how I continue to look outward for support and validation when I know and I teach. Who else? Who else knows this and teaches this? Everything is within me, but they're my human being looking outside of myself. Mm-hmm. One thing I know for sure is that I have coaches all of the time, and I do not wait for them to respond. My coaches have lives, they have children, they have things to do. And sometimes I ask them for things that I don't really need support with. And so if they don't respond, I move quickly. And you want to know how quickly I move? One time my coach said, "How quickly did you do everything that we talked about in our call?" I said, "Within 24 hours. She's like, "No wonder why your Facebook ads account went bonkers." That was an hour and a half call and you made every single move within 24 hours. Your Facebook ads account's like, what just happened? And then my friend was over at my house and we were talking about like things to do with my son who seeks attention through annoying, hurting, punching, biting, kicking, pulling my daughter. And she's like, "Well, what if you do this?" And within an hour of her being gone, I sent her a screenshot. It was done. She's like, "Well, you move quickly." Amber moves quickly. And still I can find myself seeking outside of myself. So my invitation for you is like, when you have an idea, are you waiting for someone else to give you approval? Waiting for someone else to validate how you're feeling? Just move. All I need, write this down, all I need is my own approval. All I need is my passion. All I need is my permission. And when you forget it, write it on the mirror, write it on the door, write it on the back of your phone. You are enough to validate what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're experiencing. Permission. Let's go, Amanda. Did you guys see that? Yeah, she has a sticker. Look again, Amanda's screen. Ah. Letting go of the idea that I am going to feel comfortable through life changes. And that's what we're getting into today. The unknown is uncomfortable. Write it down. The unknown is uncomfortable. And if I'm aware that I'm uncomfortable, I'm at the edge of expansion. If I'm uncomfortable, I am at the edge of expansion. Expansion is on the other side of discomfort. May I lean into the discomfort. And trying to be okay with that and learning to trust myself more and be there more. All I need is my permission. I am becoming aware that I can hold myself through the contraction and talk to my inner critic when she is loud. And I'm telling me that I suck, that I'm not good enough, that she is stupid being a digital nomad. So here's what I want you guys to think about as we spoke of yesterday. There are these 4 things that you need to co-create your life and your business. One is the spiritual warrior, the devotion to self and the devotion to mastering your human. Boss babe, the devotion to mastering your funnel, to getting the things done, to selling, to growing your audience, to getting visible. The cheerleader, the one that acknowledges all that you're doing and all the things that you've already done. And the mother, right? So if you're like, what can I actually take away from this 3-day training? Who is running the show right now? The spiritual warrior, the boss babe, the cheerleader, or the mother? We don't want any one of them to run the show all of the time. We want them all to coexist. And just like in a relationship, it's not always 50-50. In your business, there will be seasons where your boss babe is working hard. There will be seasons where your spiritual warrior, your human, is working hard. There will be times where you forget to take care of yourself because your boss babe is running the show. These 4 must coexist. So just take a moment and ask yourself right now, in the last week, who's been running my show? The boss babe? The spiritual warrior? The cheerleader? The more you celebrate, the more you have to celebrate. The more you celebrate, the more there is to celebrate. The mother. The mother. Would the mother talk to her daughter like that? You're stupid. Why are you going after your dreams? Why are you following your heart? Why are you traveling the world, stupid? Your mother wouldn't talk to you that way. Sometimes you need to kick your ass, right? Sometimes you need to kick your own ass. Yeah, Stephanie, my mother did. My mother talked to me that way. Yeah. Who here had a mother that didn't support them in following their dreams? Now, do you notice how the lineage follows? You're mothering yourself the way your mother mothered you. Is it time to break the lineage? Which is why Stephanie reached out about joining Mastering the Human yesterday. So for those of you, we're going to dive in today to safety. Safety is the most important piece, and I know from the clients that are here, the ones that I work with, safety is the biggest thing that we've been missing from our mothers. Our mothers were the ones that were supposed to make us feel safe, yet mine didn't, Erin's didn't, Stephanie's didn't, and I could probably keep going. We just haven't known each other long enough. And for some of you, you're like, my family is beautiful, and I was actually lucky, but it's my human in this era that gets in the way. And that can be true as well. But what I want to do is talk about mastering the human, the wave, the bonuses, the ways that you can win, because I got a lot of messages yesterday, which, hi, I'm a projector and I really love to have a mutual conversation with you. So if you're ever questioning, how can I bundle mastering the human, here for more, the wave, all these different ways to work with me, just send me a message like those that did yesterday, those that are watching the replay. People are quite confused. So at the end of this, I'm going to actually show you and walk you through these 2 separate offers so that you can see what this looks like. But May 21st through 25th is where we start with Mastering the Human, the retreat. I had 2 people say that they couldn't make the retreat, but after sending me a DM, it's actually that they could make a retreat, but their system was making up reasons why they couldn't. And I know Brooke, she was here yesterday and she couldn't come to Here for More Live 2024, but she came to 2025 and she'll be at 2027. Sometimes people actually can't make the retreat, and sometimes it's your sister that stops your system that stops you from making the move. The hardest thing is to get in the room. So if you're here right now and you're listening or you're watching the replay, notice that your body got you in the room, that you made this decision to be here. A lot of times it's like, no, I have to be doing this. No, I have to be doing that. No, I need to be somewhere else. And yet it's like, how do I make space and time to prioritize what is important to me? So the Mastering the Human kicks off 21st to 25th. I recommend getting in and on the 20th so that your system can slowly navigate, but you can arrive the 21st and leave on the 25th if you want to like smash it into your summer. That is an option as well. And then we're going to have an 8-week online certification where we're really going to dive into the retreat is the initiation. We are going to put your body into the incubator of full body frequency activation, because I can talk to you for 3 days, but talking to you doesn't create an in and through the body experience where you actually start to change, where things actually start to shift, which is why I wanted to start it with the retreat. Then if you cannot make the retreat this year for children's graduations, traveling because of your daughter's wedding, these are things that I'm hearing. I get it. And you can also just come to Mastering the Human next year or here for more, which is what some of my clients are doing as well. But that's a whole nother conversation. So Mastering the Human retreat in May, make this work. This is the cellular shift that you need. And if you have priorities that you can't make those dates, then you can always come to Mastering the Human 2027. Now, we are kicking off with the retreat, and then we're doing 8 weeks online. So we'll have a Zoom room theory. This will be theory methodology. And then we are going to go into the practice. So every single week, we're going to meet on Thursdays. Time to be determined. I am not announcing the times because I will have a cutoff date for how and when people can sign up for Mastering the Human. I will send out an email so that you can tell me the times that you cannot, and I will do my best to make it work for all of you. And again, you can always watch the replay, which, hi, I'm a mom of 2. I run a business and I surf and I have a husband and I have myself to take care of. So I'm often the person that is actually watching and implementing the replays because that's what works best for me. And then the wave. So you get a free year inside of the wave because I don't want you just to master the human. I have so many clients that are like so embodied that they focus so much on mastering the human and the embodiment that they forget the way to birth a baby in your business is mastering the funnel as well. All of my clients run their businesses differently. So there's a strategy that we talk about inside of the wave: strategy, embodiment, and energetics. This is the core foundation of the energetics. So if you're someone that you're a visionary, you want to have a strategy that is predictable and measurable, that feels good in your body, where every single quarter we sit down together and we look at the numbers so that we can plan out the next 3 months, because we need to measure what is working and what is not. And so we have a hot seat coaching call every single quarter to map out the 3 months. And then because our life always be lifing, the coaching happens in Telegram, so you can never actually miss the Telegram coaching. I know so many people sign up to get coached and then they miss the call because it doesn't work for their call calendar or their children or their business. It happens in Telegram, so every question that you have gets answered inside of that week. And then we have 1 spot left that gets 3 coaching calls with me that you can use at any time over this next year. It's $4,500 for the next year, the 8-week program, and the retreat, all inclusive. Just need to get transportation to and from the airport and your airfare. We're going to go deeper into this, but those are the logistics, the things that I've been getting questioned about. And then any questions that you have, put them in the chat. We'll circle back around after our session today. All right. My own retreat. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so today, with that being said, a lot of people, when we're thinking about expansion, I want to make more money. I want to fill my retreats with more people. I want to have more people in my programs. When we think about what to do, we forget there's this core piece, the foundation of everything. It's not marketing, it's not sales, it's not strategy. It's, do I feel safe? If you want to make more money, if you want to have more clients, do you feel safe to be seen? Because more people signing up for your offers is more people seeing you. So at the level that you are at right now, how safe does it feel in your body to share your message and to sell on a day-to-day basis? Because we have businesses. How safe do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10? And where and why does expansion for more feel unsafe? Where do you not feel safe? Where does it feel unknown or uncomfortable, as a couple of you mentioned in the beginning of this session? Realizing that actually I need to feel uncomfortable to stretch my capacity to hold more. The nervous system likes comfort. Has anyone here ever stayed in a relationship that they knew they were meant to leave because leaving felt more uncomfortable than staying? How long did you stay in a relationship? How many months or years? I stayed in a relationship for 4.5 years. And in the first few weeks of dating him, I knew that we weren't meant to be in a relationship. 4.5 years. Yet, I wouldn't be living in Costa Rica if I would have left him any sooner. I wouldn't have had that big aha moment of the healing of the lineage. So drop in the chat, how long have you stayed in a relationship because the unknown felt more scary, the uncomfortability felt more scary than leaving, or a job, or a career? We talked about this yesterday. How many of you stayed in a job way longer than you wanted to, stayed in school way longer than you wanted to? How many of you have ever launched a program and the program was successful, so you kept launching the program even though you'd outgrown the program? How many months, how many cycles, how many times? Your system will choose comfortable over uncomfortable every chance it gets, and expansion happens when it gets uncomfortable. What in your life right now feels uncomfortable? Drop it in the chat. Why does shame feel unsafe? I know many of you mentioned in the last couple days shame. What feels unsafe about feeling shame or admitting that you feel shame? The biggest transformation that we can have is within our own contemplation, a conversation with me and me. Now, my invitation for you is, if you're here live, have it in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, have it in your journal. So that this isn't just information that I'm speaking to you, it's actually something that you're allowing your mind and your body to go through and experience with. Why does disappointment feel unsafe? Why does rejection feel unsafe? What would you need to feel safe, to feel shame, disappointment, rejection? Where in our bodies are we holding on to an experience that has gone unprocessed? Unknown of what my business is going to look like. It's going through change. I left my husband a year and a half ago feeling unsafe for so many years. I am a completely different human now because I have worked to feel safe and have so much support, including you, Amber. Disappointment means I have to cut them off. Because I'm clear about my expectations. I know being liked is important from childhood, and when I am worried about judgment, it plays into not being liked. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, not everyone is going to like us. So when we think about the past, how to process and digest these emotions, when we were younger, did we feel safe to feel shame? No, we were too busy trying to fit in. When we were little kids, don't cry. Don't express your emotions. Don't do this. Don't do that. We were conditioned that it wasn't safe to feel, right? Like, who has a story from the past where you were conditioned to believe it wasn't safe to express your own emotions? And now that shows up today. The body remembers every single thing you experience, even if your mind doesn't. So when you think about it, it might not be you today that doesn't want to experience it. It's your body that remembers that time you were shamed, you were shut down, you were told to stop, you were told it wasn't okay. And that plays out now, just as Lori had mentioned. And I was constantly shamed by my mother. When I cried as a teen, she told me I belong in a mental institution. Yeah, I remember in this really unhealthy relationship I was in, I was told that my emotions were too much. And so sending you so much love and thank you for sharing that, because when we have emotions and then we're told we're too much or we belong in a mental institution, like that jars the system. And then what allowed us to process and digest that? Something that you can do every day starting now is when you lie in bed at night, reflect upon the day and see if there's any part of your day or any emotion that came up that was left unexpressed. Now, when I find myself getting angry, I don't know if anyone else has experienced postpartum rage. But like the anger that I experience now is unlike any other. I have to go into my room and scream to release it out of my system. And as soon as I do, I'm okay. But we're told like being angry isn't okay. Angry isn't allowed. So your ability to expand within your business is in direct relationship to your ability to hold more clients, more responsibilities, more visibility, more money, more leadership. I recently just got initiation into a leadership moment when one of my clients shared with me something else one of my clients did. And I was like, oh, I have to talk to one of my clients about this. And it's two clients that I absolutely love. And they are amazing, doing big things in the world. And I had to have this conversation with one of them about how one of them made them feel. And I was just like, you can do hard things. Thank you, Glennon Doyle. I can do hard things. And the way in which my client received it was just this huge exhalation of her thanking me for supporting her in rising. But that's not always how a leadership moment will play out. Sometimes there's projection, lack of accountability, lack of responsibility. And that to me was like, okay, I am attracting people who want to take radical ownership for their decisions and their actions because together we are here to rise. And we're not ever intentionally doing wrong. But can I hold that uncomfortable conversation with two clients that I love and needing to have a conversation with one of those clients without wanting to hurt her feelings, right? And then when we think about how can I hold more without it feeling heavier, it's like, how can I expand? I have so many unread emails from those of you watching this training, like telling me how great it is, how much you love it, asking me questions. I have so many things in the DMs, and I'm also on a family vacation. My son also turns 4 on Monday. I am doing so many different things. And so I was just like, listen, for me, connection to all of you is very important. And if it's taking me a while to respond, bear with me. I'm doing the best that I can right now, but I'm stretching my capacity to hold more while going on vacation because this is what makes me feel like I can have faith and trust, right? So, your ability to feel what's within you, just close your eyes right now for a moment and feel what's alive within your body right now. What do I feel? What's most alive? What is most present in my body? And feel your face, your arms, your legs, your feet. Feel it. And as you start to feel your body, feel your breath. And then as you feel your breath, allow it to expand beyond your physical body. And can you feel your energy expansion beyond the physical body? Can you stretch your internal capacity to reach out beyond your body where you feel the auric field around you? What level is your body calibrating right now? It was less than a minute. What shifted for you? Anything at all? Drop it in the chat. There's nothing outside of you that you cannot access inside of you. It lives within you. It lives all around you. Did you feel the expansion of your energy outside of the physical body as you started to bring your awareness to it? Just a little bit? And in that short expansion, what did you feel? Yes, for sure. When I look back on the biggest moves that I've made in my life, yes, heart connection, yeah. I was contemplating this yesterday as I was heading out for a surf. And my contemplation was like, what allowed me to create safety within myself when I moved from Iowa to Colorado? And it was my sister. It was having someone that came with me where we were doing it together. And sometimes what makes us feel safe is someone. Do you have someone in your life that makes you feel safe? That allows you to expand beyond what you think is possible just doing it with them? Or maybe you've had it in the past. When I think about selling everything I owned in Colorado to move to Costa Rica, I prepared for this for 4 years. The thing that made me feel safe was having $30,000 in the bank. I worked every day. I worked 3 jobs, day in and day out. I saved every single dollar I possibly could. And guess what? When I moved to Colorado, from Colorado to Costa Rica, I made way more money here than I did in Colorado. I did not need that safety. It was an illusion for me, but it created safety in my body because back then I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship and I didn't know what was possible. So for me, having a savings account is what allowed me to create safety in my body in order to sell everything I own and move to a third world country. It gave me cushion. When I quit my job, I was working for another yoga teacher training company to start my business. What allowed me to create safety in making that move? Very stretchy, very uncomfortable, putting $75,000 onto a credit card and hiring a business coach. Someone that was going to walk with me to do it and show me how. Even though I had no evidence at all that this was possible, having someone in my corner to show me how to do it, even though my mind didn't believe, I did it anyways because that created safety for me. I went on to have my first 6-figure year doing that. Scary. Now, when I birthed my daughter into the world, it was 1 year and 1 month ago. She was born an hour and a half ago. 1 year and 1 month ago. I was told 2 months before I was about to give birth to her that my midwife had a family emergency and she needed to move back to Canada. And I was like, there's no other midwives here. And I don't feel safe having it be with a doctor because we did not have a good success with our doctor the year before. He literally left my birth and never called and checked on me again. After 36 hours of watching me give birth, he left my house, sent me and my husband to the hospital, and he never checked in on me again. So anyhow, I asked my midwife, is this irresponsible? Am I doing something wrong? I feel afraid. This feels uncomfortable. Like, what do I need to know? When would I need to make a move? When would there be a transfer? And what allowed me to create safety in my body to free birth my daughter at home with my midwife being on call in Canada was knowing that there are 3 things that it takes to birth your child into the world: faith, surrender, and safety. The safety for me this time around was knowing that I would go to the hospital if 3 scenarios took place. In my first birth, I asked the doctor what would happen if we needed to transfer to the hospital. And he shut my question down. He shut my question down and he said that normally doesn't happen. And then after being in labor for 24 hours, he says to me, if the baby doesn't come in 6 hours, we're going to the hospital. That's after not sleeping or eating for 24 hours, pushing for 7 hours. He gives me an ultimatum. Side note, during my first birth, my doula said to me, I thought you were in transition. You looked like you were about to give birth. You tried to go and sit on the toilet and he stopped you. He wouldn't let you, and I saw your energy shift. Do you want to know why my daughter came into the world so quickly? Because I sat on the toilet for an hour and a half by myself. He didn't let me do what my body wanted to do during labor, and he scared me. I don't even remember this consciously. I don't remember him doing that to me. My midwife didn't tell me until my doula didn't tell me this until about a year ago. Until a year later, right before Ella was coming into the world, she shared this with me. And I'm just putting it all together right now that it was, he took away the safety because he stopped me from doing what my body innately wanted to do. And is in it no accident that how many people have heard of a story of a baby almost being born in the toilet? Or a woman goes to the bathroom and all of a sudden her baby comes. Why is that? The way in which our hips are situated, the way in which our knees are elevated, the way in which the portal for the baby to descend is in divine position for the baby to come into the world. So safety was ruptured for me in my first birth. But what created safety in my second birth was knowing what to do if there was an emergency. I had the hospital bag packed. So what is going to create safety for you to make those big, bold moves? What's going to create the safety for you? What's your next big, bold move? Close your eyes. What's your next big, bold move? What do you want to do? What program do you want to birth? What program do you want to burn down? What pricing do you want to increase? What pricing do you want to decrease? What retreat do you want to launch? What retreat do you want to burn down? What conversation do you want to have with a potential business partner or a business partner that you want to break up with? What's the big, bold move that feels super uncomfortable, but you don't need to have a conversation with me. Why is it that all the clients I have conversations with, they come with me, they ask me a question, and I'm like, you don't fucking need me to answer the question. You want me to give you permission. And I need permission often. But right now, I want you to navigate within your soul, within your heart, within your spirit, within your body, your own permission right here. Declare it. And what is the safety that you want, that you need to make that big, bold move? Write it in the chat. Write it in your journal. If you're watching the replay, send it to me in a message on Instagram. As you're writing it, I want to share with you the 3 malas that can cloak our decision. In tantric philosophy, there are 3 malas. Malas are cloaks. It's dust, it's clouded vision, and it blocks you from your innate inner knowing. The first one is Ananava mala. You can write this down so that you can come back and reflect on these. Ananava mala is being so obsessed with yourself that you don't do the thing you want to do because you need it to be perfect. You need it to be ready. You need it to be the absolute best thing that there ever was. And so you don't launch the offer, you don't launch the website, you don't change, you wear clothes that don't feel in alignment with you. You go around other people and you mask yourself, you cover yourself, you pretend to fit in every group. If you're around vegetarian vegans, you eat vegetarian vegan. If you're around carnivores, you eat carnivore. If you're around hippies, you dress like a hippie. You don't own who you are, your authentic self, because you want to fit in and you want other people to like you. You do everything you can to be approved of by everyone else other than yourself. There are seasons of our lives where we are just so obsessed with ourselves that we don't let other people see us. This is the illusion that keeps us stuck because we become so obsessed with the story rather than the truth when we clear off the dust. Anyone experiencing a Nanava Mala right now? Stephanie. I just need to complete the fucking funnel with a repeatable, predictable strategy. I know what to do. I just need to do it. I'm finally ready. Let's create the funnel. We both know what I need to do. I thought of you when I was coaching right now. I love you. I know what you need to do. I know. And Joanne is already doing this support with someone who's done it before. Shout out to Joanna. She's hired me. And she is a birth coach, which is really cool. We navigated this in our one-on-one session the other day because I teach birthing your business like you birth your baby, but she's like, let me help you create safety while you actually birth your baby into the world. So getting pregnant, potentially getting pregnant, know someone that's going to get pregnant, send them Joanne. Letting go of attachment to the outcome. And letting go of attachment to the outcome is not letting go and not caring about the outcome. It's, I am going to do everything I fucking possibly can. Sorry if you have kids right now, everyone. I cuss a lot. My kids aren't here. You do everything that you possibly can. I did everything that I could to prepare for Ella's birth. And at the end of the day, I did not get to decide how she came into the world. At the end of the day, I did not get to decide that I was going to become a retreats funnels expert. I didn't decide that. I just showed up, took action, and did things in the moment as they presented themselves. So, Lori, as long as you're doing the things, then you can let go, knowing that it's on its way. But how do we let go? Through mastering of the human, clearing the bullshit, activating the power, and serving yourself so that you can serve others. This is such a problem for me. I've masked so long to fit in with whoever I'm with. I'm not sure who I actually even am. And that's why you want to join Mastering the Human. Because when we mask ourselves to fit in and to please, we don't even know who we actually are because for so long we've been trying to shape shift. And it's like, who am I actually? And as long as you're a human, my hope and wish and desire for you is that every day you wake up, who am I and why am I here? And you move with faith and with fear to constantly be refining, who am I and why am I here? That's why we're in the body, to constantly be rediscovering. It's rooms like this, it's offers like this, it's retreats like this that constantly remind us of who we are and why we're here. Ananava mala is self-obsession. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? What if I'm not good enough? What if I don't fit in? I've never fit in. I tried to fit in. And then I realized we're rule breakers, multi-passionate. I don't niche. I don't fit in. I'm wearing makeup. I look good now, and later I'll have my hair on the top of my head. I'll be barefoot on the back of a motorcycle with my kids because it's a really small town. So for you moms that are freaking out, there's like no one on the roads here. I break the rules. I do what I want. Maya imala, number 2. Maya imala. This is the part where you become not so just self-obsessed with you and looking in the mirror. Like when you look in the mirror, it's body dysmorphia. When you look in the bank, it's money dysmorphia. When you look at your bank account, it's like in your success rate and your accomplishments, it's dysmorphia, right? Like self-obsession is Maya Imala, is Ananava Mala. Maya Imala is where you become so self-obsessed with what other people think. So this, what will people say? What will people think? This is what blocks people when they start their business online. But it's not just when you start your business online, it's also when you want to evolve your business online. When you want to expand your capacity to talk about something new, something different, when you want to burn it all down and reevaluate how you want to show up and serve, when you rediscover who you are and why you're here. What if people judge me? Maya Imala is where you're shape-shifting for other people. Ananava Mala is where you're shape-shifting for yourself and for what other people think, but no matter how many times you look at all of your accomplishments, no matter how much money you have in the bank, no matter how skinny you are or how fit you are or whatever, however you identify with your body being the perfect shape, it's never enough. Ananava Mala is it's never enough no matter what I do or how I am. And when we go into Maya Imala, no matter what I do or who I am, it's not enough for them. I'll never be enough for them. I'll never be approved by enough people. I'll never have enough likes on a post, comments on a post, DMs. Most people that hire me, they fall from the frickin' sky. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Amanda. And they just find me from nowhere and they hire me and they're like, what did I buy again? What's included in this program? Even though I put all the details there, and even though I'm very strategic in my messaging, even though my funnel's like Angela, I don't know if Andrea, I don't know if Andrea is here. She came into my world and she forgot how she even came into my world. I'm like, you came into my world because of mastering the human, but she didn't jump in right away, right? She waited till now to jump in. Better for her, she's building out a funnel and now she gets to do both for the same price investment, right? Master the funnel, master the human. So when we are thinking about Ananava Mala, it's me looking in the mirror, it's all about me. When we're thinking about Maya Mala, it's looking outside of us, what will everyone else think? And then Karma Mala is where we are living in both Maya Mala and Ananava Mala, and we just don't do anything. Head in the sand, not gonna launch it, not gonna post it, not gonna sell it, not gonna exercise, not gonna eat well, gonna eat too much, not gonna eat enough, not gonna do anything, gonna wait for it to be perfect, might as well not, feel overwhelmed, I'm done. And it's just head in the sand, I'm not gonna do anything. So our job in mastering the human is to clear off these cloaks, to realize that it's your beauty, the human. That's what makes you so different. I don't know if you guys saw this post. I put one of the Innergetic Edge replays up, and it was talking about how mastering the human and what makes us unique and different and special was being human, and that's what made us individualize. And this old man commented, "You're telling actual lies right now." And so I had to go and listen to the video, and the video was just about how different we are because of our humanness. And he's like, "You're actually telling lies." My new toxic trait right now is if anyone cold DMs me, I block them immediately. Because they're trying to sell me something. Someone sent me a message yesterday and it said, "Oh, I see that you're a coach. It feels like there's so many of us these days." And I went to his bio, and inside of his bio, it was like how to be one of the top percent coaches out there. I'm like, well, that's strategic messaging. You know, your cold outreach matches your Instagram bio. Block. I was like, I don't have the capacity for people that don't want to build relationships, right? It's like, so if you're not here to like actually get to know me, then like I don't want to get to know you either. The big thing is an international retreat. Amanda, international retreat. Who wants a money retreat with Amanda? The marketing architect. Can we get the right spelling of these at some point? Yes, I will send you the right spelling of those. So oftentimes when we want to expand into our next level, we do what we do. We human and we look outside of ourselves. Okay, I hit 10K months. Okay, I signed 12 people into my retreat. Okay, I've checked these boxes. Now I want to go to this level. What marketing do I need? What launch? What sales? Who do I need to hire? What don't I already know? And this happens a lot for me because I run ads. People are like, organic isn't working. I want to run ads. And I'm like, oh no. The only way I'm going to let you run ads is if your capacity can hold testing with money rather than time. Organic is going to test with time. Ads is going to test with money. Just like what you see on the outside of your life, every relationship, everything that you have, everything that you don't have, is a mere reflection of you and your internal world, your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings. So are ads. Ads are going to show you where the funnel is broken, what you're missing. And sometimes it's better if you have money to pay with money. I used a credit card. Thank goodness, because look where my business is now. But not everyone has the capacity. And let me tell you, I had to stretch my capacity because I used to live at the computer. After 8 months of spending thousands of dollars, I shut those babies off and I thought about quitting because my capacity couldn't hold it for a little bit. Then I turned it back on, and luckily I turned it back on and I tested something else within the funnel, not the front of the funnel. I tested the back of the funnel. Luckily I did that because that's what really allowed my business to expand. So ads are not a solution. Marketing, messaging, strategy might not actually be the solution. It's the cover up, right? And we cover up a lot of our emotions. Who here's ever had their heart broken and found themselves watching TV and eating ice cream, right? The classic movie that you see. I have numbed with everything you can think possible, from food to smoking to drugs to drinking to watching TV, scrolling. Now my drug is sugar and coffee. I love chocolate every day and I love coffee every morning. And I know that it is my guilty pleasure and addiction. And I also know part of mastering the human is going 4 days without coffee sometimes. And my friends are like, why would you do that to yourself as a mom? And I'm like, because I am so self-aware. First step to change anything is self-awareness on the spiritual path, self-awareness. And so I'm aware that this is an addiction, and I want to kick the addiction to prove to myself that I am in control of my human. What right now are you addicted to? Is it your phone? Someone says something and then you just keep going. Or you have a feeling outside there and then you grab your phone and you see something and then you just keep seeing more. Too much scrolling. Comparison. Comparison is a big one, right? Like we look online, and isn't it fascinating that we're comparing ourselves to the internet, which isn't real? Do you know right now you're probably following someone that is an AI body and an AI voice, and you think it's a real person? Or that you're following someone right now and they're showing you all of these things about them that isn't real? They're telling you this, they're painting this facade. Has anyone here ever met someone and you're like, oh my God, you're not who I thought you were? Amanda, yes. Anyone else? Shake your head yes if you're here. Stephanie, Lori. Yeah, all of you that are here on without your cameras. Isn't it fascinating that we compare ourselves to someone that isn't actually real? And we make ourselves feel less than or not enough from someone that's pretending to be someone they're not? The best compliment that you can ever get, and the one that I love so much, is I feel like I know you. You're just who you are on the internet, except you're a lot shorter and smaller. They're like, wow, you're so little compared to what I thought you were from the internet. So when we do this and we're working with the human, it's like look in the mirror. Look at your shadows. I'm 5 foot, 5'1", depending. Right? What humans actually want. I thought you were more fabulous in person. Thank you. Thank you very much. What do we actually want? We want realness, authenticity. Like, I teach inside of Wildly Obsessed for my mastermind. If you don't know what to say today, just tell the truth. What's alive and what's present for you. The content that I create that is just from the exact moment, from the exact experience, in the way that I'm feeling is always the one that does the best. Not the best marketing, not the best sales, not the best strategy. It's the one where I'm just real. Because what we want as humans is to feel safe, to belong, and to have meaning and purpose. Drop in the chat, drop in your journal, what gives your life meaning and purpose? Because without meaning and without purpose, what does any of this actually mean? What do you have in your life right now that is greater to live for? My kids. My kids, my family, my partner, my kid. And if you don't have kids, do you have a best friend, a sister, a brother, a family member, someone in your life that has kids that you just light up being in their world? Are kids not the thing that reminds you just to have joy and to play and to remember that like everything is so cool? Being of service. I oftentimes feel guilty when I am telling my husband I need to work. Don't you understand that I have an important phone call today that I need to be in the right vibes and the right energy for? And why are you 3 minutes late? Because those 3 minutes were taken away from my ability to come to my center. Don't you understand how important this is to me? And yet, this is what gives me life, right? It's like I get so much joy and passion out of this, and I'm like scolding him sometimes, you know? Mm. My kids, my mission journey for personal and professional freedom. What we desire is to grow, to constantly be growing, to constantly be evolving. I'm always in some sort of mentorship or training or learning. It's on YouTube, it's a podcast, it's in a program. Like my ability to grow and to like be able to serve at a higher level caliber and a higher capacity, like that's my devotion. It gives me purpose. I woke up this morning thinking like, how could I make a Kundalini training for me work with my daughter? Because I'm in this weird space right now where I could leave her behind, but she's on the boob, but like she doesn't need the boob, but like is she too little to leave behind? So it's like, but like I actually probably couldn't take her to a yoga teacher training right now because like she'd be a really big distraction for like everyone there, and I don't know how they'd like receive that. So we want to feel safe. We want to feel like we belong. We want to have meaning. We want to have purpose. What do you do to give your life purpose every single day, to give you a reason to live beyond the material, beyond the things, beyond the stuff? Like, what gives you reason to continue to move through the discomfort, the dis-ease, the shame, the guilt, the drama, all of the stories? Like, what keeps you growing? And then when we bring this into our business, it's like, what are you launching and when? When are you selling? When are you posting? What is your flow in your business? Do you have a calendar that is set up for every single month? You know what is leading to what, where. So if someone finds you in March, they can hire you in June because you have a strategic flow in your business that's nurturing and serving your community so that when they're ready to buy, they can buy whatever you're doing in June. Doesn't matter what you're selling in March because everything leads to everything. And how can you anchor into your why? Like, why are you doing this outside of getting sales? What are you rooted in? Yesterday, I told myself and I told my husband, all I need is one wave and I'm good. Fuck, don't say that, Amber. All I got yesterday was one wave. And then I was like, oh, isn't that interesting? All we need is one sale to know the program's going to take place, the retreat is going to happen, and then you get one sale, and then you have 6 weeks, no one buying. But I said, all you need is one. Isn't that interesting? External validation, external gratification. Like, I got a 5-foot wave yesterday from the point all the way to the boats. Y'all don't know what that means, but it was like over a minute. And I was like, oh my God, this is the wave I've been waiting for. And then all of a sudden it was like hour goes by and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in because I'm not going to sit out here and wait for another wave. I'd rather be with my kids right now. So when I share, the numbers and how a launch goes up and down, it's like, that's because it's the natural rhythm and flow of life. If you launch the same program every single year over and over and over again, the signups are going to go like this, but you want to make sure that people are constantly being funneled in. So make sure that you have a strategic strategy that you're following, because as to Lori's point, I want to let go of attachment to the outcome. If you know that you're doing everything that you need to be doing, there's nothing else you can do because we can't control it. We can only surrender in to the fact that we've been doing the things. I think I've sabotaged myself by saying out loud that I don't really need to make money because my husband does. Ugh, what a block. 1,000%. I blocked myself yesterday because I said all I need is one wave. You're like, I don't actually need money. And that's what I'm going to get in today, sharing with you guys, is like, I didn't want money. I wanted to change people's lives. I went from literally trying to kill myself at 2 different times in my life when I was 14 and when I was 17. I didn't want to be here. The pain of my life, I wanted to leave it behind. Being here felt so uncomfortable in my body. I did not feel safe. And I had one mantra: I just want to be happy. I was going to school. I had money. I had a job. I had friends. On the outside, I had the perfect American dream, and I would be, on paper, making my dad so proud. But inside, I was dying. And when I found my purpose, and I found my happiness, the first place I ever felt safe was in Shavasana, hot yoga class I accidentally ended up in. And I'd never cried so hard in my life. I'd never felt so safe to be in my body in my life. It's no accident that I've done 10,000 plus hours of yoga because it's the one place that I found safety within my temple. And when I discovered that I could go from where I was to where I had gone, I was like, I want to give back to yoga what yoga had given to me. And I went on to teach yoga to hundreds of people. I didn't want money. So I struggled. I made $6,000 a year traveling to and from a yoga class, making $10 an hour, $10 a class, driving 30 minutes to teach the class. Why I didn't want money is because my stepmom stole all of my dad's money when he died. And I was like, if this is what money does, because she's still unhappy, I don't want that. So I decided I didn't want money because I didn't want her. The work that I had to do to grow my multi six figure business that has now almost hit multi two figure, 2 million, is all the money stories I had around her and what she did to us growing up. My dad wasn't allowed to spend his own money with her knowing about it, and it wasn't even hers, right? And so when I think about my energetic decision to launch this program, to launch the Innergetic Edge, I had to make the decision, like Lori spoke to. I had to be unattached to the outcome. Year one, we had 12 people sign up for the big expansion. That was my largest live launch in one setting. Now, I've sold one course 13,500 almost times now, but like in a session like this is the meat and the juice and the potatoes of everything that I have gone through and went through. But I had to let go of the control, right? And I had to decide it's my energy, my passion, my knowing. And to not be attached to your yes to make me know that this is my life's purpose. But then those that went through the program have gone on to not just sign up for the wave again, to not just sell out their largest retreats, finally launch their podcasts, finally do their things. Those that have been chasing strategy for so long finally found out that it wasn't strategy they needed. And inside of our time working together, we're able to birth the baby, birth the thing, because they mastered the human. And so when we think about what is the big move that you're going to make, which very few of you wrote in the chat, I hope if you're watching the replay, you're writing this down. Because the biggest transformation that you're going to make from this training is the awareness of what do I need to do right now? Because every single minute, every single hour, every single day, you have a choice point and a decision to make. You're either making or not making. So the cost of you staying right here, right now, could be your 6-figure year, your highest sold out retreat, the most happiest you've been in your business, or going back to Lori's point, deciding that I want to make a fuck ton of money and I want my husband to too. And that I'm never going to say that again because I'm grateful he can make the money, but so can I. Because the more money I make, the more people I serve. I make money in real estate. I lose money in cryptocurrency. I've made money in cryptocurrency. Just want to be honest, last year I lost a lot of money in cryptocurrency and I decided that my capacity doesn't want to play the crypto game right now. I make a lot of money in these other areas of my life. None of that brings me joy. It's just something that I do for the legacy. This is my purpose. This is what makes me feel alive. So great that your husband can make the money, but him making the money doesn't make you feel as good as those celebrating testimonials. That person that said, I wouldn't be where I am today, Lori, because of you. I couldn't have birthed my child into the world without your teachings, Joanne. Right? So thinking in my business and in that big move that I'm going to make and in that next decision, it better scare you. It better make you feel afraid. Because if it scares you and it makes you feel afraid and it makes you question and it makes you doubt, it also makes you feel alive if you're moving from stability, security, the foundation, from the vessel, the temple that you've been given. If it scares me and it activates me and it's what I desire, I want to be more alive. And I feel alive in fear. Fear makes me feel alive. Why do you think I drop into 6-foot waves? I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? You've already tried to die before. Why are you doing this? Your energetic body, the energetic edge. You're meeting the energetic edge. The energetic edge is to declare it, to say it. I'm here to make a fuck ton of money through changing people's lives. So what do we do? If you don't feel regulated and you just keep posting more, if you keep running more ads, if you keep working hard, Self-doubt, stress, burnout. Who experiences self-doubt, stress, and burnout? Anyone? It's not because you're doing it from passion, from a sense of stability and security. It's the chase. It's the fight. It's the I'm only worthy if, I'm only validated when. Some people just don't feel safe holding more, and they unconsciously resist it. I'm afraid to feel alive. I'm afraid to feel successful. I'm afraid to feel sought after and needed. I'm afraid to say what I'm really feeling because what will they think? What if it doesn't work out? And then we procrastinate, we self-sabotage, we upper limit ourselves. So, what happens when we don't feel safe? The fear-based thoughts create fear-based moves, or not moving at all. We stay stuck. We get in our own way. Isn't it exciting though to know that like the thing that's in your way is you? It's me. I'm the thing in my own way. It's me. I was sharing with a bestie on the beach last night. She's like, what would you say about your company right now? Like, what would you say where you're at in your business? And I was like, we've stabilized. And if I say it out loud, I'm scaling because I'm not learning what to do in my business anymore. I'm looking for who can do it for me. And that takes out a lot of control. I don't get a control, right? So I leave it to Amanda, or now hiring other people to do it in this area. And there's my micromanager. I'm getting in my own way of scaling because at some point you get into your business and it's not what do I do? It's not how do I do it? It's not who do I be when I do it? It's who can do it for me? And when it's who can do it for me, hi, human, I see you. What will they think? What if they can't do it as good as me? What if they don't work out? What if they come in and they take my business and they do it themselves? It doesn't matter where you're at in your business or in your life, in your marriage, in your relationships, in your breakup, in your motherhood, in your wherever it is, there's going to be a new level of expansion. You will constantly be hitting new energetic edges and expanding your life force energy. Some people are so afraid of success, they think success equals more work. Success equals more stress. That's my dad's story. Success equals death, burnout. I used to think I needed to work harder, take more sales calls, write more pieces of content, run more ads. And it was really, no, you don't need to teach 100 yoga classes in a week. No, you don't need to do 8 massages in a day. You need to feel okay with not constantly working. You're already successful. And that felt super edgy. That I deeply desired freedom, yet I didn't feel free because anytime I wasn't doing, I felt like I wasn't accomplishing. Anyone ever felt that? Constantly need to be doing in order to be achieving. So just to bring you back to the beginning, what would I be willing to endure if I knew on the other side was expansion to becoming limitless, creating, having, birthing everything I desire? What would I be willing to endure? To clear off the cloaks, the shadows, self-doubt, the shame, fear of success, fear of it not working out, fear of making more money than my husband, fear of. What is going to allow me to create more safety so that I can hold more? Safety comes within. So if I know safety comes within, what is going to make me feel safe in this next big move? What's going to make you feel safe in the next big move? It's unique for every single person. Breaking away from that since I joined the wave. Yeah, so many of you have broke away from past conditions and behaviors since joining the wave. Why? Because we're doing it together, we're a collective energy. So the ripple of the work that you're doing in your life is not just rippling into your lineage, 7 generations forward, 7 generations back. It's rippling into your community, the wave, into your clients, us, as a big wave out in the world. And that's like, it lights me up so much to know that we are the wave makers. Who joined the wave makers channel, right? The waves that you're making in your life, in your lineage, are waves that we are making in the world. And when I share my story, you share your story, what happens? Something shifts because we don't feel alone. We don't feel isolated. We normalize the human be humaning, and it gives us permission to feel the full range of human emotions. I hope that you come to me when you're doubting yourself. I hope that you come to me when you're questioning yourself. That's human. That's normal. That's what we're all supposed to do. Is to feel safe to be seen, to regulate the system, expanding your internal capacity. Who here has had an aha moment? Biggest aha moment in the last 3 days? Drop it into the chat. Whether you're watching this now or you're watching the replay, if you share about this in your social media, on your stories, and you tag at Amber Hagberg, you're going to be entered to win one of the 3: Becoming Limitless Hat, A Year in the Wave, or Mastering the Human. Every time you share and every time you reflect and you tag me, you'll be entered to win. And up until we start Mastering the Human, I will be doing fun giveaways. I've decided that we are going to do a finale of this experience next week. Date to be determined. I was going to do it on Monday, but I'm not going to do it on Monday because my son would be very disappointed. It is his 4th birthday, so we will not do that. Now, what I want to share is like going into the experience of mastering the human, diving deep into that, and then we will share one final practice. Are you guys ready? Okay. I want to share with you, screen share, let's go. Just a little bit of what happens inside of the wave, what is going to happen inside of Mastering the Human, because I know some of us are visual learners and understanding, and I got a lot of questions yesterday just about like the details of what is included in my coaching and into these offers. So let me just pull this up for you. If you are multi-passionate, you're a visionary, you deeply care about helping others, and you know that like your life's work and purpose is in changing other people's lives, I've created Mastering the Human for us. We are going to move through 3 different parts together so that everything that you're doing feels so damn good in your body. Everything that I build and everything that I do is built on the foundation of freedom, impact, and income. I want to feel free. I want to have impact. And the way that I can do that is with money. The way that you can feel free and happy and joyful in your body is mastering the human. When you master the human, you become a mirror to help others, to heal others, to transform others just through your presence alone, so that you can then go on to serve them. When you serve, you make money. I don't want to be part of anything where if you don't have gifts, you're not here to change people's lives. Like whether you're a mother, you're a student in school, you're a business owner, like whatever it is, if you have a deep desire to be impactful just through your being, the mastering the human is for you. Because when we master all of these things, people right now are watching you. Right now, whether you go to the airport, you go to school, you go to work, you go to a yoga class, you go to a coffee shop, you go to a festival, you go to an event, you go to a retreat, you join a program, every single day, you are being watched. And there is someone that's like, damn, I want to be like her. I want to be like him. I want to be like them. They see you and you change them just through the way in which you hold yourself. It feels a bit scary, right? To know that like every single day you are being watched and influencing people and you don't even know it. The people that are going to hire you and pay you a lot of money are watching you right now and they're not liking your post, they're not commenting, they're not clicking. They're just watching. And they're the most annoying but most amazing clients once they finally say yes and they reveal themselves. You're like, my nervous system and my body needed your validation like 6 months ago. Why didn't you tell me you were secretly watching me? Jeanette, my event planner for Here for More Live. She watches everything I do. She comments on everything, single thing I did. And she was the very last person to join Here for More Live the first year. And she's like, here's the evidence. I've been watching you for a really long time. And I'm like, well, why didn't you say hi? So mastering the human, first step, how do I clear my energy, my field, my stories, my lineage through practice? We've been doing a couple of them. We're going to move through different modalities so that you understand, how do I breathe? The way that I breathe, the way that I move. We're going to go through the different channels within the body, the energy channels within the body, so that we can open up to feeling more safe, to having more creativity, to having more power, to being more alive within the heart, to speak our voice, to see our vision, to be connected to our limitless potential. And there will be kriyas and practices and breath works for each one of these modalities so that you can continue to clear off the cloaks. Maya mala, Ananava mala, Karma mala. We will be clearing and dusting off the human so you have a full body activation. Then we are going to activate your power, the practices that are going to get you alive and in your body every single day so that you can show up and so that you can serve. I'm going to show and share with you now my screen. So we are to the nitty gritty details. The first part is the retreat in Costa Rica. 21 through 25th, we'll have sadhana, we'll be in the body all day. There's going to be dharma talks, wisdom talks, kundalini kriyas, chanting, energetic transmissions. We'll have dance, we'll have music, we're going to have burning fire ceremonies. We're going to meet Kali, we're going to meet Lakshmi, we're going to meet the goddesses and the deities within. And then online, we're going to meet once a week. We'll have 7 live calls, but every single week I will be dropping do-it-yourself Kundalini practices in the 3 points in which the Kundalini opens within the body. This is going to be in tantric philosophy, not in sex, just modern ways of thinking about tantra. No, tantra is, how can I hold both? Being a housemaker, being a human, while also being a spirit. We are going to Metamorfinka, which is here, super magical place. We'll have the sauna, we'll have the hot tub, we'll have this extraordinary waterfall, second largest waterfall. We will hike to this waterfall. That will be a thing that we endure and experience together. We're going to do mud baths. We're going to do clearing. We're going to use blue clay. Like, it's going to be a full body experience. Metamorfinka in San Luis, Costa Rica, May 21st through 25th. And we're moving through these 3 modalities: clear, activate, serve. Clear, activate, serve. I put Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I am going to do a vote It's either going to be Tuesdays or Thursdays, and the time will be between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. You will get lifetime access to everything. Now, if you sign up in the next little bit, you're getting a free year inside of the Wave. What I'm doing is then there's one person left that if you sign up, you get 3 one-on-one coaching calls with me as well. But everything that's included inside of the Wave is behind the scenes of what I'm doing in my business. So if you want to run ads, there's a training for that. If you want to set up a private podcast or create a podcast, there's a training for that. We have 200 plus podcasts on how to grow your community, get more visible, how to create and set up funnels to build out, sell out retreats, online programs, events. My favorite one that I know many of you are probably thinking, how do I juggle all of it? All the different identities, modalities, things that you're doing, things that you're investing. I'm going to tell you exactly how and what I focus on now with 2 kids, as a wife, as a business owner. I have 12 clients now, 50 inside of the Wave, 40 inside of the Wave. What we do with the biz archetypes, how I scaled to 50K months, how to do automation, how to create freebies. This one freebie training took Amanda from having thousands of followers on the internet to creating actual revenue from her followers. She did this training and had a $3,000 launch just from this one training. The content templates, this one I give for free to many people. You've probably got this from me for free if you've been in my world, but like, who am I attracting and how am I creating content to attract them to sell my retreat, to sell my event, to sell my online programs? The money work that I've done, there's so much in here. My exact Instagram gold training where I went from 14K months to 14K months to 50K months, it says 40, but it's 50 now. With that being said, the Instagram gold is how I created content every single day. I created it for 15 months before I went viral. And now I know exactly what to do to go viral. This one you definitely need because most people don't understand creating a sales page is meant to make sales. And if you don't follow a certain outline, people will click on it, but they won't actually buy. And I help you with understanding the click-through rate, the cost per click, what is happening, where they fall off. If you're on social media and they make it to the sales page and they click to the checkout page, where are they falling off most so that we can tweak your funnel? Instagram Gold is how do I use my Instagram account to create a funnel? And there's so much more inside, but you get an entire year together. We meet twice a month for embodiment practices. You get an entire week of coaching with me every single month. And then every quarter we get on a 2-hour call and we map out your next 3 months. So you don't just know what to do, you know how to do it and who to be when you do it. And right now it's 4,500 for an entire year of coaching, for the retreat, and for mastering the human. If you have any questions around what we can do, how we can bundle, if you're already in the Wave and you want to upgrade to mastering the human, if you're already coming to Here for More Live in 2027 and you want to bundle it with mastering the human, just send me a message and I can craft and create your special payment plan. And if you know you want 3 one-on-one coaching calls with me, then message me almost after this call, because after this call, I always get messages from you guys and then some move and some don't. So if you do want that to be yours, make sure that you take the leap. 2 aha moments. One, that I am on a mission. Yes, you are on a mission. Who else is on a mission? I'm on a mission. Who else has a vision? I have a vision, right? We're wave makers on a mission with a vision. Mm-hmm. And I've masked for so long to fit in. I'm taking off the fucking masks. Let's take those masks off together. Big mission, me, yeah, me. Together, we're wave makers on a mission to change the world. You might see that I don't post a lot about global times or politics or all of these things. And it's not because I don't care. It's because I don't use my social media to tell what I'm feeling or how I'm feeling it. I use my mission to change collective consciousness. And I do what I can. And the world is in a heavy time. And that can really affect how our human is influenced as well. That can also block us. And that you don't have to use your social media to show you care. You can do it by having a mission and working to raise consciousness. I care so much. You guys want to know something I'm really proud of is that my son, anytime he sees trash on the ground, Mom, look, there's trash on the ground. We need to clean it up. And he picks it up and he puts it in the trash. Because for me, like, cleaning up the planet is so important to me because, like, without our world, we have nothing. And I don't understand how many people can go to the beach and just leave their trash. But the fact that that's something I'm teaching him at 4 years old, it just makes me so proud. And so when I think about the ways that we can make a difference in the world, it's through our leadership and through what people are seeing us do without us doing anything different than being ourselves. Being ourselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one final session for us. And it's going to be a Q&A based upon your questions. I will send out a Google document for you to fill out, ask your questions, and then I will let you know when the call replay is. I don't care if you're watching this now, March, April, May, we begin in June. Make sure you reach out and tell me the thing that landed with you the most. Share on social, tag me. I will be choosing the winners on Monday to celebrate my son's birthday. It took me an entire year to feel comfortable showing up as myself. Yeah. Snap. As a Bermudan, we're taught in school to keep Bermuda beautiful. I love that. Yeah. So important. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Let's not let it end here. Let's let this be the beginning of so much more. Here for more. Who's here for more? I'm here for more. Say it out loud. I'm fucking here for more. I'm here for so much more. I want more. You want more. We want more. We're going to make more together. Let's go. More. More, please. More, please. More, please.